On this episode of Captain's Tales, we're on the largest lake in Florida, angling for the holy grail of freshwater, the largemouth bass.
This is a giant. Holy cow. Oh. Big fish. Yeah. Woo! That's a fish right there, Okeechobee special. Today we're catching largemouth bass on Lake Okeechobee.
Throughout maritime history, there have been experts on the water who knew how to navigate and locate their bounty. These individuals held the secrets to where, when, and how. This still holds true today. Get ready for an angling experience filled with sea secrets, fantastic fishing, and great destinations. For on this show, it's only the captain and the camera. On this trip, we're with Donny Bass, professional angler and guide. And believe it or not, Donny Bass is really his name. We're on Florida's largest freshwater lake, a diverse body of water with many varieties of aquatic plants, birds, insects, and bait fish. Lurking in this organic pool is our target, the largemouth bass. Donny is a native Floridian and has fished Lake Okeechobee for many years. His knowledge of this beautiful ecosystem has come from his time spent on the water as a young boy to the present.
A lot of the locals call this jingle belling, and they run the spinnerbait over the cattails and grass, and it's going ding, 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 ding everywhere. So, good way to catch big fish. Really draws them to you. Nice. Nice little Okeechobee bass. That's not a bad start for the first thing in the morning. There we go. There we go. Nice 3 or 4 pound bass. Going back to the whole jingle belling thing. Tapping that spinnerbait through the trees. He come up and crushed it, man. Awesome. Good deal. Got me in the weeds. Good fish, he's in the weeds. There we go. Another good fish there. There we go. Nice fish. 3.5, maybe 4. Good fish there. Okeechobee. There we go.
We'll be right back with more of Captain's Tales.
Hello guys, my name is Donny Bass, professional bass fisherman. Born and raised in Florida, North Florida, raised on the Swanee River. Nice little piece of history there. Been fishing all my life, all the way through my aunts and uncles and dads, and born on the Swanee River. Been traveling around doing a lot of red fishing, snook fishing, tournaments, and now last 4 or 5 years got into the bass store. Been traveling all over South United States, to Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama and obviously Florida. Yes, my name really is Donny Bass. I get a lot of grief from it from all my bass fishing guys, but Donny Bass is the real name. I guess it was just a natural thing, you know, for me to be doing the bass fishing thing. But I love it out here. It's great. I spend, you know, all the time in the world out here, you know. Can't beat it on the water. Put it on the north end of the lake. Doing a little bit of bass fishing. You know, the fishing's been pretty good this time of the year. We're in our summertime patterns, and there's been a pretty good early morning bite. First couple hours, you know, the shad's been really spawning real pretty good. So you can throw some spinner baits a lot, and a lot of baits like the Easy Swimmer here. You know, a lot of guys on the lake, you know, it's pretty known for the lake. Several different varieties, but I use the Bruiser Intruder, the Easy Swimmer. It's a good little bait. As the sun pops up, you know, the first couple hours in the morning, you know, that bite kind of fizzles away, and so then I go to the flipping thing, which is, you know, another pretty known thing on the lake and all. And I like to use the Bruiser Intruder. This is a knockout color. It's one of their most popular colors. It's a good bait. You know, rig it with a, you know, any kind of straight shank flipping hook. You know, snell knot it. Today we're using 1/2 ounce weight. You know, this pretty calm, pretty sparse stuff we're flipping in. As the day goes on, you know, the sun comes up, the fish get a little tighter to the thicker clumps, and that's when you really can, you know, idolize the whole flipping bite thing. So the real choice, you know, I like throwing, you know, the Abu Garcia is pretty, you know, they're good to me, and it's a really good rod. They got a, you know, big variety of, you know, speeds and, you know, different price range for from your regular, you know, fishermen all the way up to your, you know, professional fishermen and guides and captains. And this is the STX 7-to-1 on a Dobbins rod, you know, Dobbin Extreme 745. You know, another bait of choice is obviously the spinner bait. I like the War Eagle. It's got a heavy wire. Fishing around a lot of heavy cover like we're doing, you know, it's got a little stronger wire, don't break as much, a little more durable. Using the Invisibraid, 65-pound test mostly, you know, when flipping. I think this is 50 here I got on the Invisibraid. Most of the time we're fishing this, you know, heavy cover, a lot of cattails, Kissimmee grass. You know, this time of the year the fish get up in the Kissimmee grass real good with the shad spawn. And bass fishing, you don't really normally tie a leader very much. It's normally just straight to your, you know, straight to your lure. There's really no need for leader lines. You know, bass don't have really probably much, little teeth. They don't really do much. You can fish all day, a couple hours at least. And as the day gets on, you may want to retie. This one's time to retie here just because, it gets a little frayed a little bit. But normally you don't have an issue, so no need for leaders or anything like that. Just straight to the bait. For polymer knot, it's a pretty basic knot. It's good with braid. You mainly use it with braid. With braid lines, you can't really use any kind of slip knots. And these are little bobber stoppers. Used just to hold the weight down. We're just using a little 1/8 ounce weight, tungsten weight, with a 6/0 EWG Superline hook. I like to put a couple bobber stoppers on there for the simple fact, some guys only put one, and as time goes on, the day goes on, sometimes they tear off a little bit. And besides retying, I always have a backup. So sometimes, actually, I think I started with 3 today. So it's just kind of a backup thing. And but most everything I use, is when I'm tying braid, any kind of hook, whether it's the Easy Swimmer or the spinner bait or anything, I tie a polymer knot. All right, our other knot of choice is when we're flipping is a snell knot. Back again, I go to a couple bobber stoppers. Just keeps the weight down. And the reason why we do the snell knot when flipping is a lot of times you're in that heavy cover, and when you set up on that fish, if you'll notice that hook right there, it goes towards that fish's mouth every time, and just really your hookup ratios are way better. If you tie it the wrong way, you always want to hold. When you're tying this knot, you always want your line to go up through the eye of the hook when you're tying a snell knot, and that's what keeps it going forward. If you go in the opposite way, that hook, when it goes in, that hook will bend out this way, you'll miss a lot of fish. You got to be careful when you're tying this thing to really make sure it goes in the right way. But that's a snell knot, mainly used for flipping, straight braid. My website's DonnyBassFishing.com. That's DonnyBassFishing.com. Any information you need on there for a couple trips or anything out on the lake or in the Everglades or anywhere you want to do. We also do inshore stuff. Like I say once again, check me out at DonnyBassFishing.com. Well, today overall was pretty good for this time of the year. We're in the transition between, we just had a storm come through, and the water's a little muddy here and there, but overall today was pretty good. We caught a couple nice fish, a couple in that 5-6 pound range, and we got one around 7 or 8. So fishing's real good on Okeechobee, guys, so I hope you guys can get out here and enjoy the weather and enjoy Okeechobee. Our plan today is to start out in the morning. We got an early morning bite in the Kissimmee grass. Like I said, there's a shad spawn going on right now this time of the year. So first thing in the morning, we don't work the Kissimmee grass areas with the spinner bait and the Easy Swimmer. As the sun pops up, I got a couple other areas we don't go try to hit with a little more thicker stuff, isolated clumps and thicker clumps. The fish really they get in that heavier cover when the sun pops up, and that's when we don't really be using the flipping baits and using that snell knot I was talking about on the bait. So we just gonna go give it a go on Okeechobee, guys.
Donny migrates during the day, from working early, the edge of the grasses, to later, serious jigging and flipping in tight along the natural structures. Donny is a man of few words, but his integrity and knowledge of the natural world speaks volumes.
Good one. Oh, there we go. Nice fish there. Nice fish. Right in the water. Good fish. I had him hooked good too. Got him on the bruiser intruder. There we go. Good fish there. Okeechobee fish. There we go. Put him back in the water. What we're doing now is we're working our way back in this grass, throwing some swim baits. Right now it's early in the morning still, the sun's just popping up pretty good, so I tend to buzz a little more, bass are a little more active. And as that sun really gets up and good and the sun gets beaming, then you can kind of slow it down a little bit. And you just got to keep playing with it until you find what the bass like. Every day is a little different with fishing, and that's why we love it. This is a giant. Holy cow. Oh. Yeah! Woo! That's a fish right there, Okeechobee special. Nice bass there. 7.5, 8 pounder. Lake Okeechobee's on fire.
Lake Okeechobee is a must-fish destination for any angler to experience the southern freshwater fishing experience. Join us again next week for another episode of Captain's Tales. Join us again next week for another episode of Captain's Tales and try one more fishing spot online. Log on to www.captainstales.com.